slash at all. Some would say I'm the reverse.
Some would say I'm the reverse, and welcome to my review for Legends of Tomorrow, Season 5, Episode 8 or 9? I'm not really sure. This season has been complicated with the episode numbers, given that Crisis is technically Episode 0. Some people consider it Episode 1, and some people now consider it Episode 8 for some reason, even though chronologically it came before Season 5 even started. It's a confusing situation, but the way I see it, I think Crisis is Episode 0, and then this season is Episodes 1 through through this episode, which I think is Episode 8. That's just my opinion, though. I'm not sure what the official thing is, but yeah. Let's just get right into the review. So we kind of have three storylines going on in this episode. We have sort of a Loom of Fate storyline. We have a storyline with Mick and Ava. And then we have a storyline with Zari and Behrad. And yeah, it is a pretty awesome episode, actually. Probably the best of the season so far. I thought this episode, I think every storyline was really good, and there were no super like cringy moments or anything. In the last few seasons, obviously, it's been kind of cringy and just over the top, silly goofiness, which there was really none of in this episode. So I appreciate that. It was a very serious sort of episode, and a lot of stuff went down. The plot progressed a lot. Every character got their moment to shine. We got a lot of character development in this episode, and yeah, let's just get started. The beginning of the episode, we start off from the timeline within season 4. So I think it was 3 days after Charlie had left the band. Remember when she got initially recruited by the Legends? She was part of a band, and then yeah. So basically, the opening scene takes place 3 days after that. Her sister, another one of the Fates, goes into the bar where she played at, and kills a bunch of people with these knives. And then the one of her band members that we saw in season 4, she lit up, and apparently she basically killed him from like the inside out, or like cooked him basically. I don't know. I forgot what they said. And his eyes started to like bleed and stuff. Very gory scene. Well, not super gory, I guess, but it's implied gore, but very definitely a very violent scene. But great introduction to this sister. I'm not gonna try to pronounce her name. I'll just call her Blondie. She was a pretty compelling villain in this episode. I'm not sure if she is the main villain of the season, along with the her other sister, or I'm not sure if it's them or if it's Astra. I'm 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 really not sure, or if there is even a main villain. We'll have to wait and see on that. But basically, she is looking for the Loom of Fate, which I don't know which episode it was, but basically the loom was split up into like these rings, sort of. Well, they are rings, not they're sort of. The Legends obviously have one, and then she gets one from the forest. Uh, Basically, Charlie, Sarah, and Constantine, they go out looking for the loom of this next piece of the loom. They find it on the supernatural, um, like shooting area, which cool little crossover. I've never seen Supernatural, so it's not as like cool as, say, Supernatural fan would think it is. But I think it is kind of a cool Easter egg and a cool mention and stuff. But the whole cast, or the whole crew, I don't know if it's the cast, but the whole crew is like dead, and they're zombies basically. And yeah, But then Blondie shows up. Well, they had a fight earlier, her and Sarah, and then her and Constantine. And she actually, quote unquote, killed Constantine and shapeshifted into him. And she was just walking around with Sarah and Charlie. They had no idea. Yeah, and then they went to go get the ring. She took it from them, and she used it to get on the Wave Rider. To get, like, to find the other ring, because they are, like, drawn to each other, I guess. But yeah, she's basically using one of the rings to, excuse me, to track another ring, the one that's on the Wave Rider. She gets on there, and she is met by Berad, and he's guarding the ring. And I'll talk more about that when we get to his storyline with Zari. Basically, she takes the ring, he fights back, and she pulls this string thing out of his chest. It's just, a way to kill him. It can't look cool, I guess. Doesn't really have to make sense, especially with Legends, but it looked cool. And then she used one of those knives to, like, cut the string, and she killed Bayrod. I don't know if this is permanent. I hope not, because I definitely, even with Bayrod's first episode, I warmed up to him immediately, and I loved his character. So I definitely hope that this is not permanent, and that he will stick around for, like, however long they plan on keeping him, because I really like his character. But yeah, Bayrod is dead, for now, at least, it seems. But basically, they got Constantine and Zari. She had a huge emotional breakdown because, Bayrod is dead, which was a very emotional scene, actually. I think, I don't know how to pronounce her name. It's like Talaashi or something. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but the actress who plays Zari, she did a really good job in that scene. Very emotional. And then she went to Constantine, and she asks if the loom could bring him back. And Constantine says there's one more piece. So now Zari has an incentive to help get the loom back so she can bring Behrad back. And I really hope that they get the loom so they can do exactly that, because I really like Behrad's character. But yeah, that's basically the entire storyline. Oh yeah, Blondie, she has a fight with Sarah again. Sarah actually survived her godly killing maneuver, so I don't really know how she did that. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of reveal that Sarah is this luminous being or whatever, or I don't know. But Sarah and her, they have a fight, and Gideon opens the hatch to the temporal zone. They're sucked out, or it's the air pressure and stuff. They're being sucked out, and then Charlie comes to help, and she cuts off Blondie's hand, and she gets sucked into the temporal zone, and her hand disappears, and now they have the two rings. So the two rings, both of them are in possession of the Legends. So that's good progress for the Loom. Yeah, that is that's all of the story, basically. Let's talk about the Zari storyline. Basically, we start off the episode. She's in bed with Nate. Turns out she sleepwalked into his room, and apparently they didn't get frisky, but I don't know if she has feelings for him or not. I think she does. I think it's quite obvious that he does. Obviously, he was in love with her former self, and I think he's in love with her current self as well. But she continues to get flashes of her old life. She got a flash of the donut and stuff, and then she also gets a flash when she's playing with Behrad on the Mortal Kombat, fighting game or something. When she's holding the controller, she gets flashes of the old Zari, who, if you don't remember, played video games every so often on the show. So, I think that was in season 3 because of I remember her interacting with Wally or something when she's playing. I don't know. I don't remember what exactly that interaction was, um, but yeah, she's continuing to get these memory flashes, and then she activates the totem and shoots some stuff. Yeah. And then her and Behrad, they go on this little totem quest where she does some drugs, and then she basically goes into the totem to talk to the ancestors, the previous totem bearers, and she meets the previous Zari from the other timeline, and Zari, the old Zari, is like super happy that Behrad and her parents are alive in the new timeline and stuff, which obviously will change very shortly, as I said. But then she's just in this sort of totem world until Behrad is killed. She comes out, and then we have that whole emotional scene that I was talking about earlier. And then she goes to Constantine and talks about the loom. So yeah, this storyline connects with the other storyline, right there. So yeah, that's really what Zari was doing in this episode. I really like um, how the Zaris are. They're basically coexisting, except the new Zari's in the real world. The old Zari still exists inside the totem. I really hope that somehow we get an amalgamation of the both, since obviously I prefer the old Zari considering her emotional connection to the team. Not from the team's perspective, since they don't remember her, but from our perspective, she has that connection. We have all those memories of her being on the team, and then she has the connection with Nate and stuff. But I also like the new Zari. I like her personality. I think she's kind of funny, and especially after Behrad has been killed, she has she's now a serious character. She's determined, and I think this is gonna move her character arc forward, and she's gonna become a really good character in this season. The third and final storyline here is Mick's storyline, and basically Mick and Ava, they go back in time to multiple different points in Lita, Mick's daughter's life, to I don't know, just so he could be there for her. And he goes back to when she's little, goes back to Halloween, and then when she's going out with a guy for homecoming and for prom, or I don't know, or something, some sort of dance or something. But then basically he goes when she is like 20 or so. He gives her the binder of all the pictures of when he went back in time and stuff, and she does not like him. She resents him still for disappearing on her all the time. And then Ava just tells him to go say sorry and stuff. So yeah, nothing special here. Mick did get some really good character development, especially that scene when he's inside of Anna's house. He brings that crib, and then he holds Lita for the first time when she's a baby. Really good character development, and definitely shows the soft side of Mick, and I really liked that scene. I also really liked when on Halloween when his daughter Lita was dressed up as Captain Cold with the cold gun. I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, ultimately the most uneventful storyline of the episode, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. But yeah, the episode was really good. Definitely the best of the season so far. Tell me in the comments what you thought. I'd probably give this episode maybe even like a 9 out of 10, 9.2, 9.3 out of 10. I thought it was a really good episode. I don't know. upon rewatch, I do like the Flash episode from tonight a lot better than I did the first time I watched it. But I don't know which one I like better, the Flash or the Legends episode. Both are really good, but I think Legends, compared to other Legends episodes, definitely stands out a lot more. But the Flash episode was very good, nonetheless. I don't know which one's better at this point. But yeah, tell me in the comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We got Batwoman and Supergirl coming back next Sunday. Siege of Mandalore on the Clone Wars is continuing into the second episode on Friday. And then obviously we have Legends and Flash coming back next week on Tuesday. The Flash trailer came out. Next episode looks great. I don't know if we have a trailer. I could not find a trailer for next episode specifically, but there is a new sort of 2-minute trailer that is very, very silly, and I'm not gonna react to it or anything. I don't think there's anything like really special about it, and I don't really like the goofy nature of the Legends, so there's nothing really exciting for me in that trailer. But yeah, nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for all my future reviews coming in the next few weeks. The Arrowverse is back. So don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya.